dauntless in war. Have you ever heard of a gallant like young Lochinvar?
Young Lochinvar was a brave and fearless knight who came riding fast from the west.
For love, I fear no storm. For honor, I fear no sword.
Have you come in peace, or for war, or to dance at the wedding?
Far better she'd married Lochinvar.
Do you trust me?
Forever.
Guards, stop them! Seize Lochinvar and bring my daughter back! Close the...
Hold fast. They're closing.
I'm with you.
Trust the horse. We'll make the pass.
You came for me.
I will always come for you. We made it.
Together.
So daring in love, and so dauntless in war. Have you ever heard of a gallant like young Lochinvar?
Netherby Hall is heavily fortified. Inside its walls, the fair Ellen is surrounded by a formidable guard of Forsters, Fenwicks, and Musgraves, heavily armed border clans on high alert. Time has already run out. Ellen has formally consented to marry a local nobleman, a man noted for his passivity and cowardice, and the wedding ceremony is actively underway. But moving in from the west is a massive variable. A young knight named Lochinvar is riding toward the hall at breakneck speed. He is riding into an enemy stronghold entirely alone. He wears absolutely no armor, and his only weapon is a single broadsword. A direct brute force assault on the wedding would end in his immediate death. If he is going to leave with the bride, he will have to find a way to navigate the room without ever drawing his blade. This map outlines the primary environmental barrier to Netherby Hall, the Esk River. It is deep, wide, with no safe crossing. Instead of losing time searching for a ford, Lochinvar cuts a direct path straight through the hazard zone to reach the gates. He walks straight through the front doors and directly into the wedding party. The bride's father immediately steps forward, places his hand on his sword, and demands to know if this is an act of war. Lochinvar meets the aggression with a bluff. He casually dismisses the threat, claiming he has only come to drink a single cup of wine and dance one measure before leaving. He frames his past affection for Ellen as a fleeting phase, stating his love ebbs like the tide. He even tells the room that there are far lovelier women in Scotland who would gladly marry him. By framing himself as a harmless, rejected ex-lover, he changes the atmosphere of the room. The armed clan lowers their guard, viewing him as a guest rather than a tactical threat. The bride kisses his goblet. He drinks the wine, throws the cup down, and grabs her hand. He has now established physical contact before any of the kinsmen can intervene. Look at this floor plan of Netherby Hall. The central target, the bride, is surrounded by hostile elements. To move her, Lochinvar commands the room to play a galliard, a high-energy dance that requires the participants to move across the floor. The move creates immediate social confusion. The parents fume, the bridesmaids whisper amongst themselves, and the bridegroom is left standing by helplessly while another man takes the lead. The dance provides cover. Lochinvar uses rhythmic turns to steer Ellen through the crowd, inching closer to the exit without alerting guards. The moment they reach the door, the dance ends. He whispers one word and they bolt to his horse. By hiding the extraction in plain sight, Lochinvar exploited the room's hesitation. The transition from guest to captor happened so fast that the kinsmen were still watching a dance while he was already through the door. He swings Ellen onto the back of his charger, springs into the saddle, and spurs the horse into a full-speed gallop. Back inside the hall, the Netherby clan finally reacts. The Forsters, Fenwicks, and Musgraves scramble to mount their horses, initiating a pursuit across Canopy Lee. This scattergraph illustrates the chase. The clan's search vectors are erratic and disorganized, while Lochinvar maintains a singular high-speed line of escape. They ride and they run, but the lost bride of Netherby is never seen by her family again. Lochinvar bypassed an entire clan without ever needing to use his broadsword. He didn't win by being the strongest man in the hall, but by being the only one willing to gamble on a single decisive moment of audacity.
Oh, young Lochinvar has come out of the west. Through all the wide border, his steed was the best. And save his good broadsword, he weapons had none. He rode all unarmed, and he rode all alone. So faithful in love, and so dauntless in war, there never was knight like the young Lochinvar. He stayed not for brake, and he stopped not for stone. He swam the Esk River, where ford there was none. But ere he alighted at Netherby gate, the bride had consented, the gallant came late. For a laggard in love and a dastard in war was to wed the fair Ellen of brave Lochinvar. So boldly he entered the Netherby hall, among bridesmen and kinsmen and brothers and all. Then spoke the bride's father, his hand on his sword, for the poor craven bridegroom said never a word. Oh, come ye in peace here, or come ye in war, or to dance at our brazier, drink ward Lochinvar. I long wooed your daughter, my suit you denied. Love swells like the Solway, but ebbs like its tide. And now I am come with this lost love of mine, to lead but one measure, drink one cup of wine. There are maidens in Scotland more lovely by far, that would gladly be bride to the young Lochinvar. The bride kissed the goblet, the knight took it up. He quaffed off the wine and he threw down the cup. She looked down to blush and she looked up to sigh, with a smile on her lips and a tear in her eye. He took her soft hand and her father did fume, and the bridegroom stood dangling his bonnet and plume. And the bridemaidens whispered, "'Twere better by far to have matched our fair cousin with young Lochinvar." One touch to her hand, one word in her ear, when they reached the hall door and the charger stood near. So light to the croup, and fairer he saddled, before her he sprung. There was mounting on love, and so the